Hi, so this is what's happening. I just want to remember this because it was quite comical. Um, so I go to work on Thursday last week, and around lunchtime, I feel a bit hot and not really well. Like my eyes are pink and kind of like hot, I don't know, burning lids or whatever. And then after that, I had two more classes. Finished Thursday, went home. Measured the temperature was 38 something. Uh, so I just sat and I was like, I'm not feeling well. I don't know what's going on. Shivers all over. So I started the bath right away, bathed the babies and myself before it becomes really bad. Fed the kids, whatever. And on Friday, I just stayed here all day, and same thing, same temperature. The nose is not working. So I was like, oh, it's probably the COVID or the influenza because it's everywhere right now in my schools. And I know one of my kids had the influenza type A, like about a week and a half ago. So probably got it from him, even though he was isolated in a different room with a mask. So at home, I'm also with a mask. And right now I'm not because it's just me in the room and the window is open. But I do have the blankets because it's still winter. Uh, Long story short, I on Saturday I couldn't go to any clinic or any hospital because it was a holiday. On Sunday everything is closed, so today is Monday. On Monday I called my company, tell them I can't go to work. I connected with one of the teachers in my school and told him I can't go. And I went to this big hospital where I usually go and take the kids. And but then when you have a high fever, you cannot just show up like that there. And so I asked if I can be tested for influenza, and she said, "Do you have high fever?" And I was like, "I think so. That's why I'm here." But then when you pass by, there's a screening thing that tells you what the temperature is. So it was showing 36.6. So I was like, "This thing is not right," because when I left home, it wasn't 36.6. But anyways, um, so she just escorted me outside, and she's like, "You can't show up like that." Like she spoke in Japanese, like, wakaru kana? Like, do you understand or something like that? And so, um, you know, uh, that was a no. So I learned that they have acceptance of patients with fever after 3 o'clock. No, no can do. Like, I have to be home when the kids come home. So there was another clinic that allows you to come at 11. It's close by home and one of supermarket that we go to. And they asked me to, so I went there and I parked. So like 10 minutes before 11, and they told me to get out of that parking spot and to go to a different one, just like across. And I was like, okay, I'll park the car there. And then I waited in the car, and then two people came like all fully like astronaut, like fully covered, came to the car and rolled the window down, and they're like measuring my temperature, and inserted the thing in my nose and really deep, and they were like, "Itai ne, itai." They were like telling me that it's gonna hurt. I was like, that's fine. And so they did that real quick and then gave me a piece of paper to fill in, and that's it. Bye bye. And they said they're gonna call me after and tell me what the results are. And so I stayed in the car and waited for them to call me. And at that time, my head is kind of like, oh boy, I just want to lie down and sleep. I feel really sick. And they call me back and they say both COVID and influenza tests are negative. So while I was filling up their paper with my Google Translate on the phone, so I can understand what I have to, like typical things like address and phone number and name and birth date and do you smoke and things like that, I have to fill out. And I gave them their paper, and I could go inside the clinic because they were like, it's green light, you can go inside. So I went inside, paid for the test. It was wow. Anyways, then they prescribed me a medicine that reduces the temperature for the high fever, and only 10 pills, and that's it, and just odaijini, meaning take care, bye. And so I was like, okay. On Sunday, I asked my husband to go get the COVID test because I was worried, like, if I have the COVID, I really have to be separated from everybody, because I don't think anybody in the family had it yet. We just got vaccines for it. And and it was negative, and today was negative too. So I was like, okay, well, what's this then? Like, I can't use my nose, it's not working. Breathing with my mouth, my voice is completely changed. I have shivers and I'm cold everywhere I go. Like, it comes and goes. It come like when the shivers come and the temperature goes up. And what is this? If it's not the influenza, what kind of cold is that is just so persistent? It's like for so many days. So it's really frustrating because you see, I cannot tell those people from my car inside, those astronauts outside, I cannot tell them, hey, you know, this is what I think, this is what the symptoms are. It could be this, it could be that. I have it since Thursday. It could be still the flu, but it's just right now I'm coughing it out and sneezing it out and, like, blowing my nose out, all that stuff. So maybe I still had the flu. It's just it's wearing out now. So I'm on the down the road of recovery, hopefully. But then the high fever doesn't make sense. So I don't really know. Like, I cannot communicate with nobody. Can really openly tell you, okay, this is what I think. I couldn't even ask, okay, what should I do about work? I don't know. I told I mailed my company that this is what happened. This is the papers they gave me. This is the medicine they gave me. What do I do now? I cannot show up at work with high fever and blowing my nose in front of the kids. No way. Anyway, so this is it. The mystery of the century for me. It's like, uh, it's not the first time. Every every time except the one time when I went for my knee and it was a torn meniscus. Except that, everything else I've gone to check, it's like, oh, it's stress. It's like, no, you're good. Nothing is wrong. And I'm like, okay, I I don't know what to do. I'm gonna fall asleep now and hope that by the time the kids come home from work, from school, and I'll feel a bit better, and try to stay in a warm place and check the temperature tonight and check tomorrow morning and see how it is, if I can go to work tomorrow or not. But my gut tells me everything here is still stuck. My head is going to explode. And I'm not trying to stress myself in any way. Like, I'm trying to be the most positive person about everything. I'm trying to not have any thoughts of worry or anything. I'm trying to fill in with like good and not worry, not to create like, in your intensity in your body. I'm not trying to do that either. So it must be a virus, because or some kind of germ, because I can see it in the tissue. And anyways, but this is the dilemmas of a mom of kids raised in a different country and not being able to. I mean, I couldn't even get through the channels of how to get and be tested. It's like my husband had to call and ask them to, if they accept me, and they say no till 3 p.m. and then he had to find another place where they allow us to go and wait there on a special spot with your car and blah blah blah, only to tell everything is fine with you. Okay, okay, everything is fine, so I'll just take it as it is. I'm fine, everything is fine, it will be okay. I'll just squeeze lemons and drink them in hot water. I heard that really helps. But yeah, that's it.